Okay. Hello, okay. All right, let me make this bigger. Bum, 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 bum. Ah, hello, hello, hello. Let's see. Put this one. Ah, okay. Recording. That's so funny. No. Have I got it wrong? What is it? I'm so disappointed. Hi, Robin. I sent the code to both your Facebook friends and also to your Gmail or whatever mail you have with my Gmail. Is everything good? Have you really me? But what? Let me look. Oh, maybe okay. Participants one, right? Oh, you know what? I didn't have it. This is crazy. Wait just a moment. I'm going to press the meeting one. Okay. Okay, there we go. Invite. You went out in my room. I'm going to say invite. Okay, here we go. Oh, but you're not there. Somebody else is there. What's going on here? I don't understand. It is the meeting room, the code that I gave you, right? What the hell? What's going? Okay, I'm hyperventilating here. So you're okay, and everything should be okay then, right? Oh, all right. Huh, man, no, we want you to. Oh, oh, yeah, so you could share screen. Hi, he. Oh, you got. Can you hear me?
I can. I see that you are recording me.
You don't want to be recorded? Do I turn off the recorder?
I said none of the sort.
Well, you implied it, and your face looks so sinister. You look like you're judging me from from a distance. That's improv trickery. That's status. You're thinking status, and I have a book on that. And I could, my improv book. If you ever had that, if you ran other books, but perhaps you're so high on the hierarchy of improv that you don't read anymore. You never did read. You're just a natural.
I've committed that book to memory.
Uh-huh.
Vinny, this is the wolf saying Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Hey, Vinny.
I feel bad for all the times I was obnoxious and maybe annoyed you. You're a sweet woman, a good woman, and you deserve a medal.
Thank you, Vinny.
Yeah.
And look, I'm thinking you should be working at Macy's, man.
Why is that?
Oh, I think that's a holiday seasonal reference.
Yeah.
Macy's is famous for having
the Santa
Santa.
Claus. Oh, I didn't get it. I was indebted with so many Santa Claus jokes that I've done. My mind is dulled by them.
Sorry.
Macy's.
Sorry,
That's a
added to the-
sophisticated one,
Well-
actually.
Vinny, I hate to say it, but do you see that house right there?
Yes.
Randy is waiting for us in that house at 3:00. What time is it now?
It is 3:05.
Exactly. I told her I'd be 5 minutes late. So I'm going to go. The
Who is
sun.
this? Who is somebody coming? No, so you're
No.
abandoning me. You know,
I'm abandoning you.
That's okay. It's okay to abandon me. I'll just be all alone waiting for Lamel, like waiting
Okay.
for Godot. And that's so fine.
Exactly.
Who is this Randy anyway? How long have you known him? 30 years, Vincent Gottschalk. There was a space in between that, but that's not the point. The point is I'm trying to make you feel guilty and make you look bad in the wolf's eyes.
Unsuccessful. All right. I will.
Trying.
I will. I sent it to the cast. Hopefully someone will come. If not, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and Merry Christmas, Carmen. And
Merry
I always
Christmas,
think you're
Vinny.
calling me when the phone goes and it says Carmen. And I always have this image. No matter how many times I'm wrong, I get Robin.
Yes, it will always be me. All right. We got to go.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one, Vinny.
All right.
Bye now.
I'm waiting. Bye. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Well, you know what? I'm gonna do my own comedy thing. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna practice my own personal Zoom. So if nobody shows up, then I will accomplish something. That's right. Lamel, late Lamel, who, and Robin has a whole life. Where's my? Wait just a moment, you. This, I think other people who have seen my work know about icy hot. That is this very strange thing. Young women are trying to look sexy by looking like they have hypothermia. This is all makeup. This woman doesn't even have chapped lips, and they're not even out in the cold. No, because they know. You know what it is? I got the psychology on this. They know that when we see a woman who looks like she's gonna lose a few fingers out of frostbite, our maternal instinct comes out, and we want to comfort them. See, so a woman who's properly dressed and in a temperate climate, what can we give her? We can't give her our little extra sweater or take her into our cabin. I mean, we can't do it because she doesn't need to do that. Say if she's living in California. That's why women who live in California are much more difficult to have them all with than women who live in the Midwest or the North. The North is a place where what's that? Somebody has to, anyway. That's the story. That's the story. So, and then, you know, the waif look. I mean, say I was in the middle of the woods, and in the woods I had a log cabin, and this one of these women came by, and she's lips are chapped, and she, you know, and I would say, "Oh, lady, young lady," in a grandfatherly way, and unthreatening. I would go, "Hey, lady, young lady." No, I wouldn't do that. I would go, "Hello." No, that's too simple. Hello, no, that they would think I'm from New England, and somewhat pretentious, which I am at times, having a vast intellect that is so scattered. Anyway, the point I'm making is this woman would look at me and maybe she would go, "Oh, that's a grandfather." I'm not, well, actually, I'm old enough to be a grandfather at this point. Oh my God, I was born when we had propellers on planes. What is to become of me? How many years do I have left? Anyway, this is not about me. It's about icy hot. Icy hot. Now, do I approve of this? Oh, it depends on the circumstances. You know, but am I looking for Lamore? Of course I'm looking for Lamore. But will I find Lamore? No, I will not find Lamore. Lamore is no longer there, or wasn't ever there in the first place with me. I was never a slut. No, no, no. Let's see. Let's see, I'm losing the, what I do is I take articles from papers all the day and I try to make comic mirth about it. Ah, the cheek of it. This is another thing with women in their faces. Perfectly good-looking faces, high cheekbones, but they want higher cheekbones. So, you know what they do? They remove the fat from their faces, but not the baby fat, the normal fat that they would have in their face, you know, and they become like this. And now I have high cheekbones. No, no. What the illusion is an illusion somehow because I smile a lot. It looks like I have Santa Clausy high cheekbones. I actually have regular cheekbones. Neither there, there. They're not low. Have you ever heard of low cheekbones? No. Anyway, these women, they will be beautiful stars, and then they'll do those high cheekbones. But there's a problem here, and you know, the problem is that's natural. You know, the natural length of your face, and you could look if you keep it up, look like a demonic elf, a la Michael Jackson, in which in towards the end of his career, Mikey looked like he was demon possessed. He's too skinny, not healthy. I ain't gonna go to his personal life because maybe he was a demon. Oh, they gave us so much good news, good entertainment. So we forgive him. We forgive our Michael Jacksons, our Woody Allens, our somebody else. Well, if you looked in all the backgrounds of these stars, what would you see? Oh, you don't want to see. You don't want to think about it. You want to rationalize away or just say, oh, maybe it's not true. Anyway, this is what I'm going to show you. Here, here it is. Look at this broad. Perfectly good face. Now she looks, but she does look good. I'll tell you something. She looks good in a generic way. Now, if I see these two women and I was going to casting somebody, I would go for her other than her because the elf and look, somebody else. I know I look like Santa Claus and I should be pro elf, but I'm telling you, you know what happened to you know, the Dirty Dancing, the girl with the nose. She what was Jennifer? Jennifer, what I can't remember her name. Jennifer, her father was a famous person, and she had like a nose, like a sharp nose, and even had a hook. And a hook. You know what a hook is? It's a little bump. Anyway, she had the hook, and she does, and she said, oh, she was self-conscious about Jennifer Grey. Jennifer Grey, that was her name. Then she gets the hook, and then she gets the nose done, and the nose looks fantastic. It looks fantastic. She looked beautiful, but she didn't have the quirky look that gave it an individual. And she was an individual look, and nobody knew who it was because when she went and cast it, yeah, she's a beautiful woman. Dime a dozen in L.A. L.A. You know, I got to talk to Galinsky, L.A. Galinsky, or Robert L.A. Galinsky. He never answers me. It's okay, fine. Oh, I know, you're a big shot now. Let me see. Okay. I'm just gonna, this is an experiment because I'm gonna work on my own Zoom that has nothing to do with the Zoom. This Zoom may not see even the light of day. Where is that man? Okay, I'm alone. Nobody's coming in here. I think Lamel is not showing up. That's my prediction. Lamel of somewhere else you dwell. You never seem to want to be Lamel. Lamel, you are kind of swell. Now this article, I don't even know if I should read this. It's a basketball player, I don't know how big they are. He slugged his daughter. And then he slapped her. Now, let me tell you, her daughter must be pretty, basketball players are big, or, sinewy guys. He punched his daughter because his daughter was disrespecting the grandma. And this is a black family, and the black family is supposed to disrespect the grandma, and it's because they raised them, the grandma, there's a very hierarchy, a matriarchy, if you know what I mean. And they're very strict, the black grandmas. It's true. It's true. It's no stereotype. They don't take in the guff. They don't, and usually they don't discipline the situation itself. But apparently, his daughter was a formidable force of her nature. She disrespected me. He comes up, he powers her. She don't go down. See, I would go down. I can't take a punch. I mean, I don't know if I can take a punch. Not that many people will punch me, but I surmise I go like that. No, good. Anyway, he hits her, and then he starts slapping her. But she don't go down. She cries and she calls for help. And the police come. They arrest him. Because you're not supposed to slug your daughter. Give them quiet time. I don't know if that would work. If I don't have kids, I have no experience. Anyway, that's what happened. Oh, this is a big praying to be rich. Brooklyn, this is another black experience thing because it's a black preacher and not the white preachers aren't going for the money and what's it called, the richie things. It's not they don't want you to be poor. They want you to be rich with the God's rewards coming to you. Anyway, there's a name for it, and I should read it. And he's never going to show. He is never going to show. I try to make him show, but he doesn't show. And this is going to see Bling Bishop, like that's a giveaway. Bling Bishop, Limor Whitechad, a flashy Brooklyn pastor who was robbed at gunpoint at a church service earlier this year, was arrested by the feds for allegedly scamming members of his congregation, among other charges. Now, let me tell you, there was a thing where he said he had gold on him. He had gold chains and he had his silver and $1 million. And these guys came in with guns and right in the middle of a sermon, and they dropped him and they took it away. And take away the guns, and the Christians said, "Oh my goodness, what preacher!" Now black preachers are different than they're different style. Because white preachers at times, not all the time, I'm making a big statement of I'm saying sometimes, and and I talked to a friend. I was with a friend. And I went to one of the shows, shows. Well, it's like a show because they got the singing and they got the dance and they got the preachers he's like the MC. And I said, but the guy wants to play and he wants you to contribute to the church, and I think he's going to budget. Well, my friend says, I don't care. I'm living euphemistically through that man. I'm telling you. I look at him and he's my role model. And all the kind of shenanigans that go on in this congregation, he ain't boring. It ain't no boring. I think of myself giving him some money as just, contribution to the theater of the absurd that this place represents. I think the only reason he does well with Jesus is he makes Jesus laugh. And if that means he takes a little extra money for his bling, which I say he represents me. So I go to I say, I know I can't afford bling, but look at the minister. I probably, some one little nugget of gold I contributed to. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I bet I have. Oh, yes. Oh, no, no, but he's being arrested. He's been arrested and charged with, among other things. And he has a history. And you know what? He is friends with our mayor. Believe it or not, our mayor who likes to go out once he closed to restaurants and parties and go to Europe and all that stuff. So I'm not implying this is part of the the black experience. I'm saying the flamboyance and the pride and going and saying that's what I do, man. I'm representing the city, so I have to go big. And it's either the white the guys do the same thing, or the sneakier people. And they're not as entertaining. No. Anyway, when is anybody going to come to my door? No, nobody's coming. Nobody's coming to see me. See that woman there? See, that's a superwoman. She's an Amazon. Oh yes. Well, let's see what's going on. Oh. Now you may say, Vincent Gottschalk, why is this all the black experience here? Now I'm going to tell you why. As it's the way I picked up the papers and sent them around, and the most interesting and entertaining stories have black participants. That's true. That's fact. And if they're entertaining, what am I going to say? Well, I have the right mixture of white people, black people, and brown people, and Chinese people? No. And how would the Chinese be worked out of that? Because the Chinese are great musicians and great at things and are good cooks. I like Chinese food. Anyway, the problem here, if you know what I mean, is that they're not known, except for Jackie Chan, not known for their sense of humor. Now the Spanish are different, except for when, well, a lot of times they speak in a different language, so you don't get the joke because you don't know what they're saying. Anyway, this has to do with Robert De Niro. Now, the best cat burglar or burglar in the whole of the neighborhood which he lives in, which is some fancy old neighborhood, is a black one. And they said a joke on the other day that normally somebody who takes half of Robert's stuff is a black woman, but was married to him. And this woman was not married to him. She lives a life of crime, and she's in 20 or 30 things, and she's known in the precinct as the best cat burglar in all of that neighborhood, or all of the West Side, or wherever the hell he is, or Soho. I know you're saying he said Soho. He should go ho ho ho. Let me tell you something. So Robert De Niro. I'll show you this. And this is De Niro, the current De Niro. He's up there, and this is her. She looks very pretty in this, and then she looks pretty, a little chunky. I don't want to judge. I'm not, who am I to say? But a little crazy because she's laughing. She's laughing and she stabs you. That don't make sense, but except they don't really persecute the criminals anymore. So so she gets to go to De Niro's house, and she was playing with his toys. Probably the little poor girl, when she was young, didn't have money toys, and that's what happened. Now, is there anybody coming to me? Oh, I'm alone. Robin abandoned me. Oh, no. Oh, because I'm going to eat with my friend and my wife. Oh, I have a life. Oh, wow. Rabbi Kalinsky, what about him? I have other friends beside them, and they're not really friends. They're more like frenemies or acquaintances. And borderlines on acquaintances. Oh, yeah. Oh. Anyway, this woman has a whole history. She goes to De Niro's house. She goes through his presence, and she starts to play with them. And then the police come and they arrest her. Now, maybe she's a burglar because of her childhood getting no toys? And maybe she just wants a toy. Just a toy for a little girl who never a toy before. You know, this is mothers. The mothers who don't want to give their kids presents. It's just crazy stuff. This is crazy town. You know what? I sent another paper, and I can't get that paper because I'm not organized. Anyway, mothers against toys. See what they want to do, and this is kids of all ages, from 4 years old to 12 years old. Standing in the toys, they're giving them experiences. And these mothers, no toy Christmas. What the hell is going on here? You know what? The kids, they love the toys. You know what? They're selfish. They're selfish mothers. That's what they are. I can tell because they want to go and let's go to the opera or go to a museum or go skiing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the 4-year-olds going to really get a kick out of a museum or skiing. Yeah, little skis on a little head. No, they want a toy. Give them a toy. Be moderate. You give them the experience, but then on the other hand, yeah, what you do is you get your toys. You get one toy. Okay, moderation in all things. Because other people say, I got a toy, and then when they go to school, and this woman, this alpha lady, was going, well, my daughter, and she's like, what God knows how young. She said she's strong. I think she was 5. She's strong. She could take the arrows of the other children as they have toys, and she has an experience of going to the museum. Very good, mother. You know what you're gonna have when that kid grows up. When that kid grows up, that kid is getting a lot of toys, and he'll be saying, "Well, you're a grown woman. Why do you have so many toys in the house?" And she said, "Because I never got from you, you mommy dearest." And then the mother will try to get her toys, and the woman will go, "Want the toys?" And she'll be desperate to give people toys, but she'll be old. She'll be old, and nobody will care. Our daughter will be rooting for a hip replacement for the girl. Oh, wish with the swear, but nobody. Oh man. Oh. I have open a paper that I haven't dissected yet. Okay. I have 2 papers. Audience that's never there. Which would you like? Merry Christmas to us. Albany, in Albany, the politicians have all given themselves raises. There you go. Raises $30,000. $30,000. Oh, and they came back from winter recess because of the 30,000. For us, nothing. That's the Italian part of my family. It's like, well, look at this. What about it? Oh, now look at this. Holiday Page Turner. And then they said it's getting harder to sleep. It's wording, you know. Now this is about this. People are not sleeping enough. You can't eat what your hypochondria. Now I have my hypochondria too. Sometimes I don't sleep for days, like this, or hyper. Then all of a sudden I'll be and what you call your basic bipolar. Yeah, and besides the real Looney Tunes stuff that I got going on, I call it Looney Tunes stuff. You know, well, it's definitely Looney Tunes stuff. Let me tell you. Anyway, here we go. Oh no! Well, some of this stuff is too dark. I can, if I'm in the right mood, I can do it. But I'm upset because Lamel's not showing up. Lamel, how well you are doing? Let's see if he's Lamel, how could you do this to me? How could you do? Oh, okay. Let's see. It's interesting. Maybe I'll just read the article and have me caught up with the article. Ah. Hmm. I don't, Rand Paul, who's a supplementarian, he wants these studies that the government's doing. I kind of like the studies they're doing. They want to have a hamster fight club. I'm very interested in steroid-induced hamster fight clubs. What do you happen to hamsters get muscular? I don't know. And also, what was they were what here? Oh, when the Thanos could actually snap his fingers, the Thanos from the Marvel superhero movies, if anybody was on, who was a warlord who wanted to kill half the universe to starvation. And whether he could actually snap his fingers with these big metal gloves that he had specially made. I don't know. The physics of Thanos was pretty strong. He could snap his fingers. I think. Oh, a study to see if kids love their pets. Now that does seem a little kids, of course, love their pets. Why wouldn't they have the pets and they pet the pets? And that's what do. But what kind of, if it's not true, if children are not loving their pets, what kind of hells we're going into with a bunch of sociopaths who are dead inside. I don't like that. I disagree with the whole thing. Yeah. Oh, 2,000. What the hell? Well, nearly $200 for espresso machines for the Pentagon. I think our soldiers deserve good coffee. I don't know what Rand Paul's problem here is, because actually you're fighting for our country, but you could be shot and killed or maimed or have like some terrible experience that leaves you with mental scars. The least we could do is give them a good cup of Java coffee. Rimbo, I'm turning to get you. Now, $3 million for a Manhattan Gandhi Museum in Houston. We don't need no Gandhi Museum in Houston. That's our fighters are from Houston. Well, they used to be. There might be liberals there. Oh, the Bush. Oh, I don't look at the Bush. They're bad people. Oh, yes, they know they're bad people. Oh, bad, lousy liberals. That's right. I can get into the liberal mind. I know how they guys see beyond the veil. They make nicey, they talk a nicey, but they're not nicey. I'm not, well, am I conservative? Kinda, a reactionary conservative, moderate, but I can still think like a liberal does. Oh, the fuck they are. Oh, a 200,000 Department of Transportation radio campaign reminding drivers to stop at railroad crossings. If you don't know to stop when you're driving, now I've driven a car. I got some nerve judging people who actually can drive. But if you go to the railroad, you got to stop. There's a train coming, and we've seen all the movies. You gotta use your brain. And if you're not using your brain, you're getting killed in the railroad. Though maybe it's a good thing, because one less idiot. I don't mean stupid. I mean idiot. This person should know better. Like if he was just stupid, I would say, and he never seen a railroad, and he never, he was ignorant or arrogant. How about if he's arrogant? I'd beat the railroad. I'm a rebel. I don't believe in stopping at he's the type of person who gets run over with jaywalk. Oh, this is a liberal invasion. 9 million to construct a park in Austin, Texas that is used for yoga and concerts. Now, if they were just going to concerts, I buy it that they could be real Americans and be on country and western. But yoga is what they're going to do yoga before they do the concert. No, bastards. oh, this is the COVID, and they're getting the luxury cars, and they're getting money for stuff that the shysters, the grifts had gotten money, and they didn't give it to small business. Now they could give millions of dollars to small business, which I didn't approve of. But a lot of this stuff is what they call pork. And I have mixed emotions about pork. I like pork. If somebody offered me pork, I would eat it. Bacon, pork chops, stuff like that. Where the hell are you, Lamar? Where are you? Lamar, I thought you were swell, but you didn't. Oh, let's see what's going on. On the Kamala Harris, she plays the victim of news bias, like, because people, but come on. First off, you're in charge of 87 different agencies, and none of them are getting any better. And you laugh funny. They ask you a question, a valid question, young lady, and they say, look, you. Well, they don't say you. They're much more respectful. Lady vice president, or if they're like, we're kind of like friends, and they'll say Kamala, but they'll say it wrong, and you get mad. Anyway, after every question, whether it's something you're happy about or whether you're sad or you're put on the spot, it's you laugh like a freaking female joker, and that can't be the president. There's atomic wars that could happen. You don't want a cackling, crazy lady. It's not gonna work. And you watch that Buttigieg. I don't trust him neither. He's at your back, and he wants to be president, but it's not the country is not ready for a gay president. Maybe a gay president needs a happy-go-lucky guy, but not a gay president with a wife who's actually a man with a husband and two husbands. Not gonna go. Not now. Maybe when I'm gone, 20 years after I'm dead, it's possible that a bisexual could become president. A known bisexual, somebody who's on the surface, God knows what all these guys been doing in the past, that they hid overtly know. Now, President Biden, he's frustrated and he's cursing a lot because he's the man is senile. Let's face it, you can't change something. You can't change something. That man is senile. When he was old, I was a baby. Now, look at me. Biden's cursing as if he's an old man who's coming off his lawn to throw you off it, and he had some mouth on him. He calls himself blue collar, train going, cheaping Biden. He's not poor. I'm poor. He's a wealthy person. And he got it through skullduggery, through his drug addicted son. He said this kind of guy. He's a drug addicted. I didn't see a drug abuser as if the drug was the victim here. I said, he's a druggie. He's a druggie. I don't want to say junkie, but he's a junkie, but he's not a junkie at the moment, but he's a druggie. He's a druggie, and you gotta call a spade a spade. You can't person up. They had something in the newspaper. You know what the newspaper said? The newspaper said, the stigma attached to the mentally ill when they throw people in front of trains and kill them and shoot them with machetes. We have to take away the stigma to that. Now, as a raving lunatic who keeps it under control, I resent this. And you're saying, are you a schizophrenic? That's for HIPAA and me to know and you to find out. Oh, 94 billion shoplifters. Apparently, being a shoplifter is what you call illegal. Illegal. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's a crazy town. It's a crazy world. Who's in charge? I miss my Trumpy. I look at him. He's a little cartoon of him. I miss you, Trumpy. You always made me laugh, and you kept this country from being flat on its ass. but COVID came your way. And that Fauci undermined you every day. And now we have the crypt keeper of Biden. Oh, we have the crypt keeper of Biden. Da, da, and Jacqueline Harris, you say. The homosexual bootleg who isn't gonna get in his way. Then we have that creep from California who thinks only we have to take the law while he goes out with his fancy friends to restaurants of the law. Why aren't with these battles, my friend? But God's not on your side. You confuse him too much, you give him a headache and such, and you don't believe him in any way. Ah. Then there's the guy, a punchy vegetarian, and he's saying, "Why? Just because I am a huge person does not mean that I cannot critique other people's weights. You can't do that. Oh, yes, I can. I just did. Anyway, he claimed to be a vegan, which means you don't eat no meat at all. Well, let me see if anybody's trying to. Anyway, he doesn't eat any meat at all. What the hell? What the hell? And that one, but he's pudgy, his belly, but and no butter, no cheese, but whatever else he's eating is putting heavy. And he should go to a gym, and that he can't go to the gym right now because the liberals say you can't go to gyms. You can go to weed shops and booze, you can booze away, but you can't go to the gym. Well, they used to have that. Anyway, Mr. Fauci, Mr. Elton Chow Fauci, you nasty little gnome. Anyway, I forgot my train of thought. Anyway, that whole crew, nobody's going to be president, which really is Trump or DeSantis. I like DeSantis. I like DeSantis more than Trump. Although I love Trump, I like DeSantis. So why would I pick a man who I like or a man who I love? Because my love for Trump is not a healthy love. My love for Trump is because when he talks, he seems like he's talking right to me. And he reminds me of my dad. He used to call people losers all the time. Oh, you're all that. Anyway, now I got it. I just looked down. The vegetarian who sells Bitcoin, he is being and he had orgies. He didn't have just one this mouse inches mouse. I don't want to, what look at this with the glasses and all that stuff. You're a billionaire. You could do better. But he's a lunatic, and he wasn't a billionaire. All the money was made of bullshit money, whole thing. So now she's going to stay to get her own butt out of the fire. She is, and the Chinese guy is fun. He's probably doing it because they're all bisexuals. They're gonna it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. I tell you. Anyway, nobody's coming to visit me. All of this is left for the dust. Look at this. 40. I got 17 minutes. Then I'm going away. I'm not gonna wait. No. Whoa. Anyway. Let's see. See, this is how poor I am. Look at that. Oh, yeah, I'm trying. Those nice girls and boys who got murdered and slaughtered. This is very dark. He's upset about it because he drove them home and they were talking about how excited they were about having some mac and cheese. As a person who likes mac and cheese, it gives them, it's comforting that everybody likes mac and cheese, and these lovely young people were killed by a psychopath. I don't think it was a relationship thing. I think we got what you basically kill a murderer. running about the countryside. Probably let out legal. They don't nowadays. You say, Vincent, wouldn't this work on you? You're insane. Yes, but I never killed nobody, and I never assaulted nobody. No, someone was just harmless and said, "That's right." La la la. Let me have some music in the background. That's right. Siri, play One Is the Loneliest Number. Siri? Siri? I got a name wrong. It's the wrong one. I can't remember. There's a couple of robot people, machines that have girl names. And I don't know what they are. Oh. Then I use another pen. Yeah. About 14 minutes to kill. East Village shroom arrests. This is when people take, apparently they have, blood drugs is being legalized, pretty much. And some are selling you shrooms, which are mushrooms that give you hallucinations. Now, I have, the thing is, I get hallucinations and see things and hear things and, have people turn into cartoons. So it means nothing to me. If I took a mushroom on redundant or what I got, God knows what would happen. I could probably go into another dimension and never come out. Yes. Anyway, it's never the big whole mushroom thing is not gonna take off because it depends on the environment, who you're around, what you have to be careful. Some people they go for drives. Oh yes. I'm going to see things where everybody turns into a demon or an angel, and I'm gonna go for a long drive. Because I'm a lunatic and irresponsible person. That's why I told you. I'm not afraid. I'm judging. I'm getting my gavel out and get my. Oh, he's out on bail by the cook, the cyber cook, with his make believe money, 250 million bond. Okay, now first off, all his money is make believe money. He shouldn't be let on bond. He's a possible flight risk. I mean, let's face it, he's going to be doing big time. His little mousy girlfriend's going and turning on state's evidence on him. This is not going to work out. This is not going to work out. Look at this stuff. Christmas Jew, they're giving themselves a big raise. Wow. Wow. Now, Mariah Carey, who I like her look, but I don't like her music. She's and I don't dislike it. I don't go, oh my God, I'm hearing this crap and I don't want to hear it. I'm more like neutral. Anyway, she tried to call herself the Queen of Christmas, and also put it in a name like patent it. She didn't get away with it. So Chinese broad who's actually done Chinese and broad. She's a Chinese broad. Anyway, she a lot of songs, 250. And she said, no, Mariah, you're not going to get away with being the queen of Christmas or the diva of the winter. It's not going to work. You can't. That's Christmas. Nobody can do that. No. That's like me saying I'm going to say vinegar laws. Well, I'm Nostra Vini, but I wouldn't say nobody could say Nostra like the Nostradamus no more. And Nostradamus is too old to sue me. The Nostradamus family did it a long time ago. I wonder whether. But 11 minutes. 11 minutes. I'm getting out of here. You didn't show up, Lamel. You disappointed me, Lamel. And now I'm not so swell on you. I'll forgive you. What the hell? Oh, this is Brooke Shields. I remember when she was a baby. He was pretty baby, and I mean like real baby, like 8 years old, and doing some sexy stuff with the models. This is not the first. Actually, it's been worse with the models. The model now, right now, you got your heavy, hefty models, which I appreciate. A woman who's movement that's can be sexy, but they also have. They back then they had Brooke Shields, as far as I can remember. They had the too skinny Twiggy. And why she was called Twiggy because literally she was built like a twig, and she was skinny. That was the emaciated time of the models were, and they were too skinny. And then they had the kids. This was their rationale. They said that at a certain age, even young, like 18, 20, your skin coarsens out, and they could only get the beauty out of a woman if they did a modeling thing and was say this is a model, and they had that perfect pubescent skin. Perverts, perverts! How dare you? How dare you dress up a little girl like a floozy? I don't like it. Anyway, Brooks was one of the beautifulest girls. She did some movies when she was 13 or something like that. Did about an island being marooned, and Pretty Baby, which was about prostitution in the 1900s or before that, and she was the Pretty Baby, and it was and she was looking because even back then she's a 6'2" or something like that. She was a very tall girl, and but it was not. But it was risque. And then they went to the junkie look, where you're a junkie, and you kept your figure through, not, because junkies generally they don't go for the food that much. I tell you, I'm not looking up enough at Gene Tunney. I'm looking at myself because I love me so much. And one is the greatest love of all is what you can have for yourself. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, what am I gonna do? Nobody wants to play with me. I'll play with myself. Oh yeah, I'm gonna play with myself. That's how your minds work. How dare you? How dare you imply such things? I will play with my imagination. I'll play with actually Leila Ali has a very deep voice. She has a powerful voice. It's feminine. It's a womanly voice, but it's very powerful. I can't do it because I'm not one. Although sometimes when I get client calls and they're from India and they try to to scam me to get information of my identity, let me tell you what happens. What happens is I have sometimes I have I'm sleepy and tired, and I have soft voice, and they think I'm a woman, and then they start flirting with me, and when I was a young man and insecure, I might get mad. I get mad because I said, people are going to think I'm homosexual. They say, oh, you're homophobe? Let me tell you, I was a hairdresser. And when you're a hairdresser, you don't want, and then you're a little shy, you can't pick up with the girls. You don't want everybody to say, oh, no, we can't approach him or flirt with him or ask him out or anything like that, or he won't ask us out because he's a homosexual. And the problem is, when you're working a whole crew of homosexuals, you know what happens? Male homosexuals, and you start getting. Let me do. I'm in the safety of my own home. I can do homosexual, but they not outside. They get very radical. They'll rough you up. Anyway, hello, hello, hello. Oh, you look very nice. I can't do it right now because I'm so. Usually I can do. I could snap the whole thing. When I look more like that, I do it really good. Anyway, 7 more minutes. 7 more minutes, and then I'm hanging the sucker up. Lamel. Oh, I want you to get a hold on that kid and open him up. He's a little shy. But you can't be shy around Vinny Gachok, or Nostra Vinny, or Vinny Gotcha, or Victor Gotcha. No, I won't let you get away with such things. Now, apparently, now I'm listening to the big stories nowadays is about the FBI trying to frame Trump and infiltrating and trying to protect Biden's son by saying the laptop in which the guy was doing orgies, the prostitutes doing crack, and running around naked, and running around with a gun. That was illegal for a man of his type, a drug addict, to have a legal gun. And they said it was facing classic Russian disinformation. This is bullshit. And they buried it. See, that was the big scandal, not like false voting in but Trump, he couldn't say that. He couldn't say that, but it was basically it's too complicated. Not that Americans are not smart. We're smart if you explain stuff to us, but we don't got time. We got lives. Oh, you say, well, and then because the media is owned by the commies, the corporate commies. And let me tell you something, corporate commies, you will rule the day that you abuse the American way. That's what I say. I'm Nostrovini. I'm in charge of great power. Not charge, actually. I can just observe what they're up to. But what God is up to. You're all prisons in which God sees the world, sees both the world and himself as manifested in us. Yes. This is the truth. That's why he knows everything. And then some. But within that equation, he leaves a little out. A sort of amnesia. In order to experience his experience among the mortals over and over again as an innocent child looking at the world for the first time. Have you ever seen somebody who actually cynically thought they had seen it all? And they have such a cynical way about them. People bore them. Everything bores them because they don't see the innocence in the child. No. Superwoman. Okay, look at what I see. That's 40 years. That woman is in her 60s now, believe it or not. Layla, and Jerry Steinfeld, one of the great comedians. One of my heroes when I was a young man was Robert Howard Stern, Jerry Steinfeld, and then who else? Well, Dice Clay, right, and because the Dice Clay was not really Dice Clay. That was a part that he took. He took a part of who he was. It's like he was like he was a character who just got very powerful, and he made the commitment, and then he went too deep, and he's still Dice. Who knows who Dice is in real life? A nice intellectual Jewish kid, I think. But that Jewish kid is buried well buried in what is now Dice. And then you say, well, maybe you're that, Vincent. Maybe. And I would say no. Nostrovini is more real, more substitute than Vincent Gottschalk. It is Vincent Gottschalk who is the character, the manifestation. Ah, yes. I own this body now, this vessel. I've taken it over. How's that for a super villain? I think I can do it. One more minute, I'm going away. Going away. What can I say? La la da 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 da. Do 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 dee. Die 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 die. Do 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 dee 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 dee. Goodbye. Oh goodbye. Oh, I'm so funny. I'm funny for myself. Blah 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 blah. How long can a minute be? Oh my God. This clock is just not, the time is standing still. No, and the Mel, we're gonna have to work this out better. Cause I don't know what to do. The Mel. Okay. Bye. Good night. Oh no, me.